I'm Judy Woodruff on the NewsHour tonight. The White House refuses to say whether it records conversations as President Trump keeps up his battle with fired FBI Director James Comey by warning him not to talk. Then one-on-one with Condoleezza Rice, I sit down with the former Secretary of State to discuss the Russia investigation, democracy, and the Trump White House.
Judy, I worry that this is starting to erode people's confidence in our institutions.
Plus, in a reversal of Obama-era policies, Attorney General Jeff Sessions orders federal prosecutors to pursue harsher sentences on drug offenses, including mandatory minimum time in prison. And it's Friday. Mark Shields and Ramesh Ponnuru are here to analyze a watershed week for the Trump administration. All that and more on tonight's PBS NewsHour.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by
moving our economy for 160 years. BNSF, the engine that connects us.
the Ford Foundation, working with visionaries on the front lines of social change worldwide. And with the ongoing support of these institutions. And friends of the NewsHour. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
We are 113 days into the Trump presidency, with more than 1,300 left until the next inauguration day. At times, it has felt like a whirlwind, and this week may have been the most tumultuous yet. Our Lisa Desjardins brings us up to speed.
And now I will take your questions.
A roller coaster week for the White House ended with more turbulence and questions.
Does he think it's appropriate to threaten someone like Mr. Comey?
After reports that allies of fired FBI Director James Comey insist he never told President Trump that he wasn't under investigation, the opposite of the president's version. This morning, a tweeting President Trump fired out, Comey had better hope there are no tapes of our conversations. At the White House, reporters asked Press Secretary Sean Spicer if that was meant as a message.
That's not a threat. He's simply stated a fact.
Asked repeatedly if there are recording devices in the Oval Office, Spicer refused to answer.
The president has nothing further to add on that.
The back and forth and back again this week has been dizzying. It may clear things up to look at the two core issues. Why was Director Comey fired, and when was that decision made?
First, why? Here's what the president said yesterday to NBC News.
When I decided to just do it, I said to myself, I said, you know, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia is a made-up story. It's an excuse by the Democrats for having lost an election that they should have won.
But just one day earlier, Wednesday, Vice President Pence told reporters the issues were a lack of confidence and recommendations from the Justice Department.
The American people have to have confidence in the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And because of the actions that the Deputy Attorney General outlined to the President that were endorsed and agreed with by the Attorney General, the President made the right decision at the right time.
Pence was referencing Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. His letter, released Tuesday, centered on charges that Comey mishandled the Clinton investigation, nothing about Russia. The other rationale for Comey's firing, it was in the president's letter to Comey, restoring trust and confidence in the FBI. But that was directly countered yesterday by acting FBI Chief Andrew McCabe.
I can tell you also that Director Comey enjoyed broad support within the FBI and still does to this day.
At different times, the White House pointed to 3 different reasons for the Comey firing. There were also varying descriptions of when and how that decision was made.
Here's the president in yesterday's NBC interview.
I was going to fire Comey. My decision. I was going to fire Comey, regardless of recommendation.
That is at odds with the previous 2 days of staff statements. First, Press Secretary Spicer, speaking off camera minutes after the Comey firing, told reporters it was a DOJ decision made by no one at the White House. Wednesday, Vice President Pence pointed 7 times to the Justice Department recommendation.
President Trump made the right decision at the right time, to accept the recommendation of the Deputy Attorney General and the Attorney General to ask for the termination, to support the termination of the Director of the FBI.
Same day, White House spokeswoman Sarah Huckabee Sanders implied the Justice Department initiated the idea to fire Comey.
He did have a conversation with the Deputy Attorney General on Monday where they had come to him to express their concerns.
But 1 day later, a change. Sanders said the president had told her he decided earlier.
I went off of the information that I had when I answered your question. I've since had the conversation with him right before I walked on today, and he laid it out very clearly. He had already made that decision. He'd been thinking about it for months.
Today, the president tweeted that he is a very active president, and it's not possible for his surrogates to have perfect accuracy. Press Secretary Spicer summed up the Comey firing this way today.
This is always going to be the president's decision, to hire someone, to fire someone. He made a decision, in part based on the recommendation, and he's now focused on making sure that we have a replacement at the FBI.
Spicer said there's no set timeline for the president to choose his new FBI nominee, that it will happen when he finds the right person. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins.
And we are joined now from the White House by correspondent John Yang. So, John, a few other threads that we want to pursue right now. One is the president was asked earlier this week by Senator Lindsey Graham for a letter to certify that he has to explain what his connections are to Russia. Now you've seen that letter. What does it say?
Well, it's from his tax attorneys. They've looked at the past 10 years of his tax returns. They say they show no investments in Russia, show no loan payments, interest payments to lenders from Russia. They say the only income was about $12 million in 2013 for the Miss Universe pageant, and the proceeds from a $95 million sale of a Florida estate to a Russian billionaire. But tax experts say that this is not conclusive, that there are many other ways that the president could have dealings with Russia that are not included in this letter.
Now, John, separately, another issue that's come up in all this back and forth that we just heard from Lisa has to do with the White House press briefing, and the president had something interesting to say about that today.
He's got an idea of his own. He said there should, instead of a daily briefing, there should only be a briefing once every 2 weeks, and that he should give it. He said he thinks that's a good idea.
And we don't know yet whether that's going to take place. Just quickly, John, one other story I want to ask you about: the conflicting reports about a dinner that the president had with James Comey in late January.
That's right. In the interview with NBC's Lester Holt, the president said that this was a dinner that Mr. Comey had asked for because he wanted to keep his job. Friends of Mr. Comey's say that that was actually not the case from his point of view. He says that he was asked to come to the White House for dinner. And he also said, Comey said that he was asked several times by the president whether he could have his personal loyalty, whether the president would have his personal loyalty. He said that all he could promise was that he'd have his honesty.
A lot to keep track of. John Yang, we thank you. And we'll get another view of the firing of FBI Director Comey from former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. That's right after the news summary. In the day's other news, a massive cyber attack struck major institutions and companies in more than 70 countries. The computer systems were infected with so-called ransomware that demands money in exchange for unlocking data. The malware is believed to have exploited a cyber hacking tool that was used by the National Security Agency that was broken into last year. The United Kingdom was among the hardest hit, forcing its National Health Service to close dozens of hospitals and medical centers. Paul Davies of Independent Television News has this report.
It is a sinister development. The very people we turn to when we're sick or injured, themselves under a concerted and highly sophisticated attack. Hospitals and other NHS organisations only realising something was wrong when someone appeared to take control of their vital computer systems. And then this message, demanding immediate payment, with the threat that invaluable records would be deleted in a week if the money wasn't paid. The result is chaos. At the hospitals affected, treatment has been postponed and ambulances diverted. Not all hospitals have been targeted, but those that have are widespread. When Emma Simpson took her son Seb for a check on his broken toe, they joined the thousands of patients inconvenienced.
They said, "I'm really sorry, but their computer system is down. You're going to have to go away. We can't have any appointments. It would be dangerous to do so because we can't access any of the files."
This Liverpool doctor described the impact.
We've become isolated. We've got no access to the records. We've got no access to electronic prescriptions. We've got no access to investigations on patients.
Latest information suggests as many as 40 health trusts may now be affected. The message to patients is hardly reassuring.
Two top security firms said most of the infected computers were in Russia. The Russian Interior Ministry reported that roughly 1,000 of its devices were affected. It's still not clear who or what is behind the cyber attack. The U.S. Justice Department has issued a directive to federal prosecutors to seek tougher sentences for the vast majority of criminal suspects. The move is a direct reversal of the policy that was put in place under former President Obama, which sought to reduce prison overcrowding. We'll have more on the impact of the new sentencing directive a little later in the program. The Trump administration has unveiled its new trade deal with China. As part of the agreement, Beijing will lift a 13-year-old ban on U.S. beef imports. It will also allow U.S. shipments of liquefied natural gas and open the Chinese market to U.S. credit card companies. Chinese banks, in turn, will be permitted to enter the U.S. financial market, but an exact date has yet to be set. U.S. immigration agents have arrested nearly 1,400 suspected gang members across the U.S. in a massive 6-week operation. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency said fewer than a third of those arrested were illegal aliens. About 1,100 people taken into custody are being held on criminal charges. Last night, the agency's acting director said that the crackdown is far from over.
Let me be clear that these violent criminal street gangs are the biggest threat facing our communities. Today we speak about what we have done the past 6 weeks, but I want to make sure there's no mistake. We are not done.
The crackdown is the largest anti-gang operation in the agency's history. North Korea's parliament sent a rare letter to the U.S. Congress today protesting new sanctions that the House of Representatives passed earlier this month. They target the North's shipping industry and were in response to its nuclear program. North Korea called the measure a, quote, heinous act against humanity and said, quote, the U.S. House of Representatives should think twice. It was not immediately clear how the letter was sent, since the U.S. and Pyongyang have no formal diplomatic relations. Hepatitis C infections have now nearly tripled in the U.S. That is according to a new report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Researchers attribute the increase to the opioid epidemic and a spike in heroin use from the years 2010 to 2015. The highest rates of infections were among people in their 20s who inject drugs. Fiat Chrysler is recalling more than 1 million Ram pickup trucks in the U.S. to fix a software glitch. The automaker said the error could prevent side airbags and seat belts from working during a vehicle rollover. The defect has been blamed for at least 1 death. And stocks were mixed on Wall Street today after poor showings by department stores and Treasury yields. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost nearly 23 points to close at 20,896. The Nasdaq rose 5 points and the S&P 500 slipped 3. For the week, both the Dow and the S&P 500 lost a fraction of a percent. The Nasdaq rose a fraction of a percent. Still to come on the NewsHour, former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice on pivotal moments in democracy's history amid her take on the latest twists and turns of the Trump White House. What tougher penalties could mean for crime rates, drug use, and the prison population. Mark Shields and Ramesh Ponnuru analyze this tumultuous week of news, and a musician coming to terms with being unconventional. Now, one-on-one with Condoleezza Rice. I sat down with the former Secretary of State earlier today to discuss President Trump's abrupt firing of former FBI Director James Comey, the investigation into Russia's meddling in the U.S. election, and her new book, Democracy: Stories from the Long Road to Freedom. Secretary Condoleezza Rice, thank you very much for talking with us.
Pleasure to be with you.
President Trump, as you know, fired the FBI Director James Comey this week. You are someone who has served at the highest levels of government. Do you believe what the president did at the moment of the Russia investigation going on crossed any ethical lines?
Well, the president obviously had the authority to relieve the FBI director. Obviously, these are 10-year terms because it should be rare that that happens. But I really think at this point we need to settle down, step back, and let the investigation move forward. I have great confidence that whoever is at the FBI is going to find a group of career people who are dedicated to a thorough investigation. Senate Intelligence has all of the tools that it needs, all of the information. Because, Judy, I worry that this is starting to erode people's confidence in our institutions. And we shouldn't have that erosion because we have institutions that can handle even disruption of this kind. But we need to find out what happened. It was a hostile act by a foreign power. We need to find out what happened and let the facts fall where they do.
Well, the president said the investigation should go forward, but he's also called it a charade and said that it all stems from Democrats being angry over the outcome of the election. So he himself has undermined what's going on.
Well, whatever is said, the investigation will go forward and it will reveal whatever happened there. And so my view, and I think it's probably shared by a lot of my fellow citizens, is could we get on with this and really find out what happened here? You know, I look at Vladimir Putin as somebody who is an eye for an eye kind of person. We questioned the legitimacy of his election in 2012. Secretary Clinton did, rightly, by the way. It did have, it was quite fraudulent. And so I think he's saying, now I'm going to show you that I can do the same thing. And we shouldn't let him do that. We should have confidence in our institutions. Let them get started. Let them get finished, because we have a lot of other work to do on behalf of the American people.
To get to the bottom of this is going to take time, is going to take an investigation. This country needs to take seriously what President Putin has done and his government has done, shouldn't it?
We absolutely need to take it seriously. As I said, it's a hostile act. But there are ways to handle even hostile acts. You say to the Russians, we know you did it. At a time of our choosing, we will find a way to punish that behavior. But we do have confidence in our institutions. We are not Russia. We have an executive that is constrained. We have a legislature that is real. We have a press that is free. We have courts that are independent. This is not Russia. And we don't have to allow him to draw that parallel.
Separate but related question. The Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, had a role in essentially signing off on the decision to fire the director of the FBI. at a time when the Attorney General had himself recused himself from the Russia investigation because of things that had happened before this. You wrote a letter of endorsement for the Attorney General. Any concern about that?
I still have the highest regard for Jeff Sessions. Look, I don't think any of us know now what the course of events actually was that led to this. There seems to be a lot of confusion about what came when, from whom. Let the White House speak to why this unfolded in the particular way, but I have a lot of confidence in Jeff Sessions.
At the same time, in the middle of all this, the president had a meeting in the Oval Office with the Russian foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, with the Russian ambassador to the U.S., Sergei Kislyak. I mean, what of this? I mean, again, at the same time, this investigation is underway.
Well, I don't have a problem with a meeting with the Russian foreign minister. President Putin received Secretary Tillerson when he was in Moscow. It would be reciprocal for the president to receive the foreign minister of Russia when he's in Washington. We have important things to talk to the Russians about, despite their meddling in our elections. I hope they're talking about a way to eventually end this horrific humanitarian crisis in Syria, end that war. The Russians have more leverage than we do. I hope they're talking about the fact that if Kim Jong-un's long-range missiles can reach Alaska one day, they can also reach Vladivostok.
And what about with the ambassador to the U.S.?
Well, the ambassador is going to always accompany the foreign minister. And so not everything is abnormal in this situation, and that seemed to me perfectly normal.
The book, you write with great passion about how important it is for the United States to pursue democracy, democratic values, freedom, as it pursues its foreign policy in the decade to come. Why was it important to you to write this book now?
I think in some level I've always wanted to write this book because I think there's a kind of mystery about democracy. How do people come to trust these abstract institutions, the Constitution, rule of law, courts, elections, to carry out their concerns rather than going to the streets? How does that happen? And in the United States, I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. We weren't full citizens. My parents couldn't go to a movie theater with me. My dad couldn't register to vote in 1952. And yet I remember very well, and I related in the book, standing being in the car with my uncle on the way back from school. It was election day. And George Wallace was about to be elected governor of Alabama. And my 6 or so year old self knew that that wasn't good for black people. There were lines and lines of black people voting. And I said to him, so this man Wallace can't win if all these people vote. And he said, no. He said, we're a minority. He said, he will win. I said, then why do they bother? And he said, because they know that one day that vote will matter. And I've always seen people around the world doing that, and I think people have this, they're attracted to it. So there's a moral case for supporting people who want the same benefits that we have. We are safer when we support democratic development as well.
You were one of the major advocates for Rex Tillerson being hired to be the Secretary of State. The president's proposing 25% cut in the budget of the State Department. Are you concerned?
Well, I don't think you'll see cuts of that magnitude. Let's remember the administration proposes, but it's the Congress that authorizes and appropriates. And I think you're going to have to see some rebalancing because diplomacy is a very important part of national security. Now, there are some efficiencies that the State Department could achieve. I think there's no doubt about that. And I think the numbers have gone up a lot. There seem to be many more people. So maybe there are efficiencies, but when I look to the department, I look, first of all, at a foreign service that is already a bit stretched. I remember Bob Gates once said there were more people in military bands than foreign service officers. I also see programs that have just redounded to America's benefit abroad. For instance, the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief that showed our compassion and saved a continent from pandemic. The Millennium Challenge, which is a foreign assistance program that is predicated on the idea that you get foreign assistance only if you're governing wisely, fighting corruption. Right. Why wouldn't you want to help countries like that? Look, we needed to raise the defense budget, But we need to be careful that we keep our diplomatic tools intact as well.
But you're confident that the things that you just described are going to survive this budget
Well, I'm certainly
cut?
going to be out there arguing for them, and a lot of people are. And you know, in the book, I try to explain to people that democracy promotion isn't all that expensive. When we think of it, one of the regrets that I have about Iraq and Afghanistan, and I say this, is that people have come to think of that as democracy promotion, and that was so hard, and that was the loss of life and so expensive. I would never have said to President Bush, use military force to bring democracy to Iraq or Afghanistan. We had a security problem in Iraq and Afghanistan. We used military force to bring down those governments. Then we had to have a view, what comes after. And we thought that it was better to give the Iraqi and Afghan people a pathway to democracy.
But you're describing things that I don't hear this administration talking about. They're talking about more troops in Afghanistan, 15 years after the U.S. first went in.
Well, we may well need more troops, but we're also going to need, you know, Judy, we didn't stabilize and win the hearts and minds and ultimately the stability of Germany and Japan with our military forces alone. We defeated Imperial Japan and we defeated Nazi Germany, but it was the bet on a democratic Germany, on a democratic Japan, that they would never again threaten their neighbors. That's what paid off. And now they are firm pillars of international stability.
Last question, human rights. Secretary Tillerson has spoken out forcefully just in the last few days about how in making decisions about U.S. policy, national security, that human rights and American values can't be part of that conversation right now.
Well, I heard a little bit more nuanced speech from Secretary Tillerson on this. I remember when I gave the speech in Egypt in 2005 saying Egypt had to lead the world toward democracy and reform. And people said, well, then how can you talk to Mubarak? Well, you have to talk to the Egyptian president or the Turkish president. You have to talk to people who have bad human rights records. I had to sit with Muammar Gaddafi, for goodness sakes. Sometimes policy, you do have to deal with people who don't share your values. But you are always better off to remember that your values and your interests are linked in the long run. And that's how America has prospered. And the moral case is that we're an idea. And it can't be that liberty is right for us and not for them. And so the language here will matter. I saw nuance in that speech, but I do want to hear the administration say that America's always going to stand for the voiceless. That is what has made us a great power.
And are you hearing them say that?
These are early days.
Condoleezza Rice, thank you very much. The book, Democracy: Stories from the Long Road to Freedom. Thank you.
Thank you.
President Trump has long put law and order at the top of his White House agenda. But today's move to seek tougher prison sentencing policies marks the biggest effort yet to dismantle his predecessor's criminal justice reform legacy. Hari Srinivasan has the story.
I have empowered our prosecutors to charge and pursue the most serious offense, as I believe the law requires, most serious, readily provable offense. It means that we're going to meet our responsibility to enforce the law with judgment and fairness.
With that, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions ordered federal prosecutors across the country to revive some of the toughest practices of the decades-old war on drugs.
I trust our prosecutors in the field to make good judgments. They deserve to be unhandcuffed and not micromanaged from Washington. If you are a drug trafficker, we will not look the other way. We will not be willfully blind to your misconduct.
This memo reverses Obama administration policies that aim to lessen the federal prison population by not charging low-level nonviolent drug offenders with long mandatory minimum sentences. In 2013, then Attorney General Eric Holder told prosecutors to leave drug quantities out of charging documents to cut down on unduly harsh sentences that did not, quote, promote public safety deterrence and rehabilitation. These directives coincided with U.S. Sentencing Commission changes and Obama administration clemency initiatives that provided second chances for low-level federal drug offenders. That led to a sharp decline in the federal prison population. In 2013, the federal prison population sat at nearly 220,000. Today, that number stands just under 190,000. In reaction to Sessions' memo today, former Attorney General Holder called the move dumb on crime. And Republican Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky said these new policies will accentuate the injustice of unfairly incarcerating a disproportionate amount of minorities. In March, President Trump created a new national commission to combat the opioid crisis.
Drug abuse has become a crippling problem throughout the United States.
Today, Sessions listed the opioid epidemic and a spike in violence in big cities as reasons for this return to harsher sentences.
Drug trafficking is an inherently dangerous and violent business. If you want to collect a drug debt, you can't file a lawsuit in court. You collect it with the barrel of a gun.
In the memo, Sessions does leave discretion up to the prosecutors to avoid unjust sentences, but those exceptions would need to be approved and documented. For more, we are joined by two former directors of the White House Office of National Drug Control, known more commonly as the country's drug czars. Gil Kerliskowski served as President Obama's drug policy advisor from 2009 to 2014 before becoming Commissioner of Customs and Border Patrol. He retired from that post in January. And John Walters served as drug czar for all 8 years of George W. Bush's presidency. He is the Chief Operating Officer of the Hudson Institute, a conservative think tank. Thank you both for joining us. John Walters, let me start with you. Don't mandatory minimums handcuff judges, take away some of their discretion, and disproportionately affect the poor and people of color?
Well, what they do is they target in the federal level more senior traffickers, and they try to protect people from this horrible drug epidemic. I think the issue is whether or not we're going to have equity across the system. Some of these were created for two reasons. One, to create equity across the federal system for serious offenses so that some people in some places are shopping judges was not a way to avoid a fair and equal punishment. Two, the sentences were used to create evidence from individuals pending conviction to help break down whole drug organizations. They've worked. We need them now. We have the most deadly drug epidemic in the history of the United States underway.
Gil Kerliskowski, does this dismantle in some ways some of what you started to accomplish as drug czar in your administration, and perhaps slow the momentum for what seems to be bipartisan an approach and understanding towards criminal justice reform?
Well, in some ways it does, but let's separate the opioid epidemic. When I took office in 2009, it really was not on the public's radar screen. These are pills. These aren't being smuggled in across the country. They're not being manufactured in some garage. This is driven by our medical practices, which, by the way, is governed at the state level. So try to separate out the opioid issue. The heroin issue is different, although it certainly is connected. But if you're a trafficker, a drug trafficker, I couldn't agree more with what the Attorney General said, because if you're a drug trafficker and you're indicted by the federal government, it's usually for a substantial amount of drugs, and so that's important.
Gil Kerliskowski, I also want to ask, does this, what about the argument that Jeff Sessions makes that says that, this takes the handcuffs off of prosecutors? Prosecutors have been complaining for some time that they can't use a large sentence as leverage to get the type of information that they need.
Well, the large sentence can be helpful, but remember, too, there are finite resources in the Department of Justice. There are finite jail space availability in the federal government. And so reserving those spaces and reserving those prosecutors for the most serious crimes is very important. I spent almost 8 years in the administration, all but 4 months. I met with a number of U.S. attorneys and assistant U.S. attorneys. I didn't hear them complaining about the way they were being dealt with by what's fondly called Main Justice.
John Walters, I want to ask, you mentioned the heroin epidemic, and Gil also seconded that. What about going after the distribution and the manufacturing? I have to show ID to get a bottle of NyQuil over the counter, yet a town in West Virginia with a population of 800 can get 300,000 pills shipped to it over a few years.
Yeah, I think the enforcement of the diversion of drugs, pill mills and other kinds of diversion of synthetic opioids are important. But today, that was what was happening in 5-6 years ago. Today, the death rate is driven by criminally produced synthetic fentanyl and heroin. And this is killing more people every year than all the names on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Secretary of HHS Price mentioned that. In addition, that number is accelerating. What's happened is we've lost control of these organizations, and we need to be able to enforce the law. You yourself have had the author of Dreamland on this program, the story of the pills and heroin coming together to create this carnage. He notes that some of these gangs were parking outside drug treatment centers to give free samples of heroin to people to re-addict them or to keep them from getting into treatment. Those people need to go to jail. We need this on a much larger effort. We need to stop talking about there's limited resources in the federal system, in the state system. We need to bring together public health efforts to bring people into treatment, and we need to stop the flow of this poison. It is killing more Americans than all gun and automobile accidents combined, and it's accelerating. And in addition to that, cocaine production out of Colombia is going back to the old crack days. We're in the midst of facing a perfect storm, and we're not on top of it. We need law enforcement to work as we need treatment to work.
Gil Kerliskowski, he's pointing to the inflow of drugs from outside. The president has proposed a border wall. You were the head of Border and Customs. Will a border wall work to stop what he's describing?
Well, one, the border wall certainly won't work because when we talk about heroin and fentanyl, and let's be clear, 17,000 people perished as a result of the pills in the United States. That's considerably more than the heroin coming into the United States. But heroin and fentanyl, a very powerful painkiller, come in between or at our ports of entry. People carry it on their persons. People try to conceal it in vehicles. If you wanted to slow that down, you would actually not worry so much about a wall. You would actually give more resources, drug-sniffing dogs, technology at our ports of entry, not between our ports.
John Walters, I want to give you a chance to respond.
Yeah, I think, look, fentanyl is a change, and it's now the driving force in many of these deaths. But the vast majority of the drugs killing Americans are coming from overseas. The vast majority of those are coming over the Mexican border. The vast majority of those walk within 6 feet of a uniformed border agent. This is a significant and dramatic failure of intelligence and operation. We need the cooperation of the Mexicans. We need to do a better job. The deaths in this country are going to approach 100,000 a year pretty soon, and it's already staggering.
Gil Kerliskowski, John Walters, thank you both.
And now back to the dominant story of the week, the FBI director's firing and the fallout from it, with the analysis of Shields and Ponnuru. That's syndicated columnist Mark Shields and National Review senior editor Ramesh Ponnuru. David Brooks is away. And welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to both of you. So, Mark, any question that the president was within his authority to fire James Comey?
No, I mean, it was within his authority, Judy, but this was not amateur hour. This was incomprehensibly incompetent, inept amateur week, beginning and ending with the president. I mean, other people came out with eggs of all sorts on their faces. Everybody associated with them is diminished, sullied, stained in some way. But this was Donald Trump's total miscalculation. The man who made a national reputation by saying you're fired didn't have the decency to call the FBI director in person and publicly humiliated and embarrassed him by severing him, announcing it on cable television as he was speaking to FBI colleagues in Los Angeles. And he has thus ensured that this will be with us. The Russian investigation is now a permanent part of our political landscape. It will affect and influence and be an outline on the 2018 election and perhaps even beyond.
Total miscalculation, Ramesh?
The administration combined two of its hallmarks, reacting to these events with disorganized dishonesty. They began by saying that the firing was a response to the FBI director's handling of the Clinton email story and the analysis of that handling by the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein. But by the end of the week, President Trump himself was saying it really wasn't about those things. He had made his decision before the memo, and the decision was really motivated by the fact that Comey wasn't shutting down the Russia investigation, the investigation into the administration and the campaign's ties to Russia, and thus exploded everything that people had been saying in the administration's defense earlier in the week.
And so, Mark, they have given several different explanations over the course of a few days. What do you believe was behind this?
Donald Trump. Judy, think about this. Robert Mueller was the predecessor at the FBI before James Comey. He was there from 2001 to 2013 under Presidents George W. Bush and President Barack Obama. I don't know how often they had dinner, or how often they met privately. But can you imagine Robert Mueller being asked by George W. Bush or Barack Obama, not once, not twice, but 3 times, am I the subject of a criminal investigation by your department, by your agency? It's unthinkable. I mean, this obviously he wants this to go away. President wants this whole investigation to go away, and he's guaranteed the following. James Comey was enormously popular among the FBI workers. He was somebody who was thoughtful and supportive of his employees and the colleagues, and they liked him, and he would take one for the team. He was willing to take criticism for the FBI. And in spite of the decision he made on Hillary Clinton and the handling of that, which a lot of people disagree with, he's guaranteed, Donald Trump has, that everybody associated with the FBI is going to make one more call, follow up on one more lead, and work 1 hour harder every day on the pursuit of this case. It's not going to go away. He's guaranteed that it's going to be pursued even more arduously, intensely, passionately, and professionally by the Bureau.
What do you see as a fallout, Ramesh?
Well, I think that this may be the beginning of an effort by the administration to push a lot of congressional Republicans somewhere they don't want to go. The prevailing line from Republicans, even those who are well disposed toward President Trump, has been, of course, the FBI and, of course, the Congressional Intelligence Committee investigations need to continue. What is coming out of Trump world right now is no, these investigations are an attempt to cast doubt on the legitimacy of Trump's presidency. It's a taxpayer-funded charade. If you believe that, then these things need to end. Is that something that congressional Republicans are really going to accept? That's not something that I think they're going to want to try to sell to the American people.
How do you see Congress moving on?
I think Congress is under enormous pressure now. The committees have to perform because any foot dragging on this at this point, at any point, the administration, the White House, will be seen as somehow hiding something, that there is something here to hide. I mean, the president boasting that 3 times you exculpated me and let us, as I'm firing you. I think it puts pressure there. I think it guarantees that any appropriations by an investigating agency will be fast-lined and will be available. Nobody wants to be seen on that other side. Judy, there are 241 Republican House seats right now. And in 2018, they're all on the ballot. 175 of those members of the 241 have never run for re-election with a Republican president in the White House. They used to be on the offensive in midterm elections, running against for repeal Obamacare, against the administration. They're going to have to decide, and a lot of them. They're looking right now at losing 36 House seats by historical standards. They have to decide right now, are they going to establish daylight and independence from this toxic administration? This administration this week was so absolutely misleading, dishonest in its handling of this, that the White House right now at this point doesn't even believe its own leaks. I mean, it's that bad. I mean, it's really reached that point. So if you're a Republican, you cannot be seen on the side of trying to slow this down, cover it up, hide things.
You do have to wonder whether the Senate is capable of confirming anybody to the FBI director position, if that person doesn't have a demonstrated record of independence and integrity, I think it's going to be very hard for them to get the requisite votes.
You don't think Rudy Giuliani is a good choice at this point?
There's a narrow Senate margin, and I think you're going to be not looking for political figures. I think you're going to be looking for people like Judge Silberman, people like Michael Chertoff, people who are respected across the aisle.
But Ramesh, what about Mark's larger point here that that this is really a turning point for this administration, a turning point in terms of how Congress sees the administration? We don't know yet about the public. I mean, we haven't seen any public opinion polls yet, significant ones. But what about the Congress?
Well, look, I do think that this story right now is a topic of consuming interest in Washington, D.C. I don't know that it is in the country at large, but I do think this is running the risk of isolating this president politically. There's a reason why congressional Republicans have not felt it was in their interest to just say these investigations are all illegitimate. There's a reason why the administration's first instinct was to come up with a pretext for dismissing Comey and not tie it to the Russia investigation. And so I think it's going to be really hard for them to sustain this, particularly when you consider that President Trump remains somebody who, for this early in his presidency, is pretty unpopular.
You mean because now it's out in the open that the rationale was the Russia investigation?
And because Trump seems inclined to want to push this argument further, and he seems to want his surrogates to be making this argument.
So, Mark, have we learned something new about the president in all this? Is this the coming together of everything that we already believed? I mean, how do you see this moment?
Well, you see that the president thinks and acts in very short time frames. Judy, if you want to get rid of the FBI director, there's an established way of doing these things. You get a mutual friend to go to him and say, the president wants your resignation, and we'll do it on your terms, and we'll exchange letters, and there'll be a Rose Garden ceremony, and we'll introduce your successor, and you'll leave with a great tribute and great test. And it's done. Not Donald Trump. Either he's scared or anxious or whatever, but he had to do it in a hurry, and he did it his way. He did it to the point where he's totally discredited, if not disabled, his own press secretary, and he's totally discredited, or partially discredited, Mike Pence, his vice president, who his reputation is based on his earnestness and his decency, not on his great imagination or great vision, but he's a solid guy. He's a guy you can trust. He got caught in a total lie, pretending that Rod Rosenstein, 2 weeks on the job as Deputy Attorney General, somehow barreled into the White House and said, take this, Mr. President, you got to do it. Now, think about Rod Rosenstein. What's he do? He's a man who's earned a reputation, a deserved reputation, bipartisan respect as being a straight shooter. He's been used as a pawn in this thing. He was advanced as the reason when he knew he wasn't the reason, and now he's got to prove his independence if he's going to be in charge of this investigation. So he's not going to be, no pressure can be applied to him. If it appears to be, again, it's going to redound to the detriment of the White House and the president.
I've seen some analysis this week, Ramesh, that people are watching moderate Republicans, especially in the Senate, to see how they react. What is their calculus? I mean, what do they look for as they decide how to respond to this and what to do?
Well, I think that they are going to be nervous. They're not going to want to go out on a limb and defend the administration, particularly when the line from the administration keeps changing. And you go out on a limb, the administration might saw that limb out right from behind you. The political pressures on them are going to be intense. They're going to want to look for ways to get out from those political pressures. And it could be that the end result of this is that it has strengthened the case for a special prosecutor, an independent commission, or a select committee of Congress.
And Mark said, I want to ask you, I think, Mark, you said, what, you think 3 dozen Republican
House seats are right now in jeopardy. Historically, president's under 50. This president's going to be under 40% favorable. Just to Ramesh's point is, I think, a very good one. It bears reflection on that. The idea, Judy, that the Wall Street Journal editorial page leads its endorsement of firing Comey by quoting the president had reacted to the Deputy Attorney General's initiative in doing it. And so they're supporting Donald Trump, and they've got egg all over there. They've got a poultry farm on their face. I mean, let's be honest about it. I mean, and to have him say, how about being accused of being a showboat by Donald Trump? Now, that is tantamount to being called ugly by a frog. I mean, Donald Trump has never been a shrinking violet before. I didn't know grandstanding was a mortal sin in his lexicon.
What do you look for in the days to come to see where this goes, Ramesh?
I think I would start looking for the congressional Republican reactions. I don't think that a lot of people today have been very vocal in response to President Trump's tweeting about tapes of
And by the way, we don't know whether there's a recording system in the White House.
Right, but the question is, do they just try to ride this out, or do they start criticizing the president?
Mark?
I think, Judy, I think that it's going to be every man and every woman for him or herself, and they're going to realize that their fate, fortune, and future is not going to be well served being tied to this president.
Well, a week that won't be forgotten anytime soon. Mark Shields, Ramesh Ponnuru, thank you. Next, another in our occasional series, My Music, giving artists a chance to talk about their work. Tonight, singer-songwriter Alinda Segarra of the band Hooray for the Riff Raff. She performed recently at Washington, D.C.'s 930 Club. Segarra was just 17 years old when she left her home in the Bronx in what she said was a search for American music. Now 30, she's returned to her roots in New York with a new album exploring her Puerto Rican heritage.
The people who have gotten me through my life are the weirdos and the poets.
'Cause every day's a reminder of just that nothing can last.
The rebellious women and the activists.
And it's getting lonely, way down at the bottom of the well.
They were considered the riffraff by people in power, and they're the ones that make history.
Couldn't you tell?
I'm Alinda Segarra, the lead singer of Hooray for the Riff Raff.
Oh, I still got a life to save. I still got a life to save.
My path was really unconventional. I knew I was doing bad in school, and I dropped out, and I ended up running away. And it was really hard on my family.
There's nothing gonna change that girl. Say nothing gonna change that girl.
And I traveled by hitchhiking with friends and riding freight trains because Woody Guthrie rode freight trains, and playing music on the street in New Orleans because I needed to do something to, make money.
Won't you give me a little more time?
The new album, The Navigator, is about a young girl growing up in a very big city.
Oh, before you love me like this.
And she is based off of me, but she's a little bit more of a superhero than I am. It's me realizing what I lost when I ran away from home, realizing what shame did to me, and really trying to get in touch with what it means to be a Puerto Rican woman, what that means musically.
I've been a hungry ghost. I've been a hungry ghost. And I traveled from coast to coast.
My path of running away, I look back on it now and I'm like, I could have been killed.
When will you help me out?
And a lot of the journey was me realizing that there were odds stacked against me.
Oh, and I don't need you anymore.
And deciding to be okay with not being rich.
Sitting at your door.
Saying, okay, I want to make music. I will play in coffee shops, I'll play in houses, I'll play in these tiny places that only 10 people will come.
I'm a lonely girl. I've been a lonely girl, but I'm ready for the world.
And I'm going to do it because I believe in art and I believe in what I'm doing.
Ready for the world. Oh, I'm ready for the world. Well, I'm ready for the world. Oh, I'm ready for the world.
great music. And online, we want to take you to take a look around, all the way around, a massive landfill outside New Delhi, India. Explore our 360 video that lets you adjust your view to see how one of the world's fastest growing economies is dealing with an overwhelming trash problem. You can find that and more at pbs.org/newshour. And different subject altogether, Robert Costa is gearing up for Washington Week this evening. Robert, what's on tap?
Judy, tonight we're going to delve behind the scenes of President Trump's explosive decision to fire FBI Director James Comey. Our roundtable of reporters, they'll have the latest on why this story continues to reverberate around Washington and how it may impact ongoing investigation into Russia's meddling in last year's election. That's coming up on Washington Week. Judy?
Thank you, and we will be watching. And tomorrow on PBS NewsHour Weekend, continuing coverage of the reactions to President Trump's decision to fire James Comey, plus how a small African nation became a prized location for military bases.
The week after the Mattis visit, a ceremony at Camp Lemonnier illustrated just how many other nations have a military presence in Djibouti. France, Italy, and Japan have bases here. Now add China to the list. To protect its economic interests in the region, China is building its first overseas military base here, on track to be completed this year. That's a Chinese Navy frigate in Djibouti's harbor. The Chinese base will be just 7 miles north of where the Americans are.
That's tomorrow on PBS NewsHour Weekend. And we'll be back right here on Monday. That is the NewsHour for tonight. I'm Judy Woodruff. Have a great weekend. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by BNSF Railway.
Supporting social entrepreneurs and their solutions to the world's most pressing problems. SkollFoundation.org.
The William and Flora Hewlett Foundation, helping people build measurably better lives.
And with the ongoing support of these institutions. And friends of the NewsHour. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching PBS.